just on my own way, with never looking back to those who lived in fear. There was nothing I could do, there was nothing you said that could make me realize how much lucky I was. Just out of reach.
All right, folks, here we go. And tonight, got the bad company. Beer stocks out here for the Northwest Racing Association, and we're in Bristol. That's great Coliseum. Dirt racing style here, and not quite sure how to come about this track here, Corey, because it can become a bottom style track or a top style track. We'll have to see.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's Bristol. We covered it with dirt. We've seen asphalt Bristol race out with Cup cars, with Xfinity, with Cup. Or I said Cup once, I mean the trucks. We've even seen the Cup cars and the trucks run on dirt Bristol, so this time we get to see the dirt street stocks out here tonight.
We got a heck of a field here. What's up, John? How you doing out there? Like old Dale Fairness putting it up with a quick time on the top right now. Cadell's, he's going to be there in second with him. Stockton hanging on the third. So who actually puts his thing? Good luck, Cody. Doc, okay.
He is sitting in the
8th spot, right?
Almost last.
That's all right. I mean, prove that in the heat races.
Yeah, gonna be kind of like a plate track tonight.
Yeah, I mean, qualifying. You know, I got a mixed bag on qualifying. You know, we got one series that doesn't do the qualifying to do kind of peel draw, which I really like because, you know, you're always going to have your ringers, man. Guys that are just definitely going to be dead fast. But with the peel draw, it puts them in a pickle sometimes.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
they don't like
random draws. I mean, I as a fan and as a spectator and a broadcaster, I like the random draw.
Yeah, it makes it exciting because you just don't know on that one. I mean, but obviously the big time hitters they don't like it because they want to go here and qualify. Here we go, Heat Race 1. Let's look at the grid real quick. We got Dale Fairness out front. Tyler Jackson there in second. Bradley Means going to start third. Zachary Clark starting fourth. Stephen Gaines in fifth. Tim Taylor, sixth. Andrew Tenoid's going to be seventh. Joss Van Western, he's going to be eighth. And Todd's going to spot. So, it's like what you've said a couple times, Corey. These are some of the best pure stock, street stocks, whatever you want to call them, pure stocks, on iRacing.
Yeah, the best drivers there could possibly be in a pure stock out here. And you know what? Dale Farnes with the pole, he's going to take the money, and we're going to invert the top 4 in the heats. So put Dale back in the 4th position starting in Heat 1. I'll move Zachary Clark up to the pole. Gonna be interesting here. And top 4 invert. Always love it. Eddie out there doing a good job, giving the drivers a chance to go for some money, and then inverting the field, put on a good show out here.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, you've got some top heavy hitters here. A couple guys waiting. Bristol. No, it's not meant to be a dirt track. They actually did that with NASCAR. And I think they did run some late.
Yeah, they ran a couple of years with the late models. They put street stocks out here. They didn't put the sprint cars on it. Well, no, they did put the sprint cars on it. They put the sprint cars on it recently. They did put the sprint cars on it. My bad, I just didn't watch that race. They put the 4 cylinders out here. They put just about anything you could think of, Joe.
Would be kind of cool.
Yeah, they did put the sprint cars in for World of Outlaws. I just didn't watch those races.
I need to go down to Charlotte. Dirt track.
Uh-huh.
And then from my understanding, people tell me that Championship World.
They do. They do.
I didn't know that.
Uh-huh. Well, here we go. We inverted the top 4. That means Zachary Clark, he gets to lead off this 9-car field. Heat number 1, top 4, all transferred directly on into a 35-lap A main. Everybody else goes to a B main.
Yep. Todd right now didn't fit, so pace truck's in, green flag. Let's see how the track forms here. Clark gets a good jump out front. Means is going to try to dive it on the inside. Is he going to be able to get that slider going? These guys were kind of confused on whether or not the inside or the outside was going to be the place to be.
Yeah, with how the banking is set up here, it's just so hard to get a run down on a driver, and with how much speed you carry into the corner entry, you're almost going about 107 on corner entry.
That's why I like to see right there. You can beat and bang with these cars.
Yeah, you can beat and bang, but with how much speed you carry, it's kind of like a plate track. We're kind of like watching a Daytona right here as they are beating and banging for the 4th and final transfer spot. That is Tyler Jackson on the outside with Stephen Gaines to his inside, trying to make it up.
And these guys were talking about that. You mentioned about the draft. They said the draft does play a factor. We don't hear that a lot in dirt. There's been such a bigger style track. Don't look like it, but it is a bigger style track. So draft probably could play with these cars. Right now, Clark and Fairness, they're duking it out for second. Quite sure. The inside lane looks like it's working a little bit. Seen a couple guys be able to get up there and throw some sliders on them.
Yeah, so far the inside is holding its own. As of now, with how the track is wearing in, and you see where it's rubbered up on the bottom side, it's still got fresh dirt right above that black rubber. You can put it about anywhere you want, just about. You just ain't gonna go up to the top shelf quite yet.
I think we might get up there by the time this thing ends out. Who knows what happens here is find along here on the hood of Tyler Jackson. Jackson right now looking a little bit strong.
Yeah, he is trying to see if he can't make a move on the 3rd place drivers. He loses a little bit of momentum out of turn number 4. That'll allow Stephen Gaines to get to his inside down in turn number 1 here. And Gaines make up the position. That's for the transfer spot. It is side by side down the back straightaway into turn number 3.
So far, looking good. Jackson's trying to get that the fourth and final transfer. Hang on to it because he got Gaines right there beside of him. Those two guys are going duking it out. Meanwhile, Means is just long gone. You can see it there. Fairness, he's out front. Clark's along with him, but battle's happening here for that final transfer.
Yes, it is going to have 2 to go at the line here. What can Gaines do to catch up to Tyler Jackson? You see the run he got out of turn number 4, running that outside. Gets to the back end, has to get out of throttle not to hit the right rear quarter panel. Bump drafting here, Bristol. Imagine that.
Gotta love him. I tell you what, that's what we'll see later on. Got Means, Fairness, Clark, Jackson. That's your top 4. Got Gaines, though, right there behind him. He wants that spot. The problem is time's winding out. He's got a white flag one more time. 2 more turns. Can he maybe throw something in here? Actually, Jackson's going to throw it on Clark. Boom! They make contact out of 4. Can it open the door up for Gaines? Not going to happen in time. It's going to stay that way. Means, Fairness, Clark, Jackson. Man, what a heat race there.
Yeah, that was good heat racing there. Close battles for the transfer spot as we roll over to heat 2.
Cruz Cadell going to start her out front in this one with Joey Brewer there in second. Ethan Bauer starting in third. Stevens Stefanski is going to start in fourth. And Grady Ehrman going to start fifth. Cody G going to start in sixth. Joshua Thomas, he's there in seventh. Cody Heathcock, he's going to be the 8th place spot. Solid heat race on that first one. Second one.
Yeah, we're going to see a good show here. And, yep, invert top 4. Yep. Up. We're about wreck under caution here. He gives the pole sitter the choice to take some money. I'm not sure of how much, but if he takes it, they invert.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't know. I don't know the whole idea behind it. Eddie, if you're out there listening,
Well, I
chime
mean,
up
I
and
guess it all
tell
depends
us
on
the
how much
amount.
money it is. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
tell us how much, because that's kind of interesting. I want to know how much everybody's going for here.
yeah.
Green flag.
Flag, race trucks in, heat race 2 underway. Ponsky gets to jump out there with Bowers. Here comes a Cadell. He's wanting that spot back. He drives it on the inside. In a couple times, been able to utilize that inside, but and I love it, man, because right there, we're able to trade a little paint with these things.
Yes, they are. Cadell was the original pole sitter before the invert, trying to make his way back up to the front.
Appreciate that 4-wheel. 10 old.
$30. Oh.
Wow. $30. I didn't do it and inverted too. Hey.
I think an invert too, especially
Yeah.
at a track that plays out like Daytona.
Wow. Yeah, man. Appreciate that 4-wheel. 10 old. I'll remember that. I always need reminding too, you know. Ponsky right now out front. Cadell right there trying that low line. Guys were talking about it. Is it going to come in or not? Got Bowers behind him there on his tail bumper, and then you got Brewer. He's hanging on to 4th place. Ehrman, though, outside looking in.
Yeah, Ehrman, he needs to find some speed here, pick up the draft off the back end of Joey Brewer, see if he can't close that gap up to your top 3. They're all right there, bumper to bumper. Cadell goes to the inside of Steven Stefanski. Maybe we'll see a new leader here at the line when we get around to the front straightaway.
See that inside right now is kind of working a little bit. Cadell's able to make that slide job. Now Stefanski able to maybe just put a little bumper on him, move him out of the way a little bit. I think we're going to see that for the night's over with. Maybe something get a little bump.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we'll probably see it at least once in the feature, especially towards the end of the race. I mean, we already seen it a little bit in the heat number 1 on the white flag for top 3. So definitely could see a little bit of bump and drafting and bump and run.
That's probably the fastest these cars will get. Well, I mean, they're doing pretty well right now. I mean, I know there were some concerns with the track of Bristol being maybe a one-groove style track, whether it's high or low. Right now, they're able to race pretty good, you know. But what I am seeing is as it goes on green, it does kind of go into a single file.
Yeah, I mean, once it picks up the pace on the green flag, it kind of forms up single file. We also haven't burned the top side up significantly
Appreciate
enough.
it, Teresa.
And you can just see all the grip still down on the bottom side of the racetrack. It hasn't really allowed the top to come in. And look, the run that Ehrman has on Brewer, we're going to see the white flag at the line out there, number 4.
Up, white flag. Cadell out front in this one. Stefanski. Bowers is trying there, but that fourth and final transfer spot with Brewer, he's under fire. Ehrman's there. 2 more turns. Let's see. Close enough, I think. What's happening there? I can't on the hit. Yeah, what a run. Teresa says, yeah, tell him. All right, he raced 3. Grid. James Stockton, he's going to be starting out front. On Franks right there in second. Shane Yates starting third. Got Chris Hill starting in fourth. Lane Phillips there in fifth. Jeremy Vaughn starting in sixth. Go to Proud. He's going to seventh. Jared Player? Eighth.
I think it's Gerard.
Gerard? Okay.
I don't know.
Now, but let me ask a quick question. Because, you know, I'm always learning with dirt. I'm an asphalt guy. If the pole sitter that gets the money for inverting, why is everyone else inverting then? Are they getting money too?
I think what it is, I don't know. 4-wheeling, talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good question.
The winner
because
of the race that gets the money, I'm pretty sure that's how that works. The winner of the race would get it.
The winner of the race gets, not just because he got pole. Okay.
It is Gerard. Gerard.
Just said Gerard.
Yeah, I told you Gerard.
Okay, Gerard.
We got the rust bucket car out on the track in this heat race.
Yeah, I hope that thing don't fall apart on us, man. That's Lon Franks. He always loves bringing his rush machine out. Hope nobody beats it up too much. Meanwhile, we got a good battle side by side going between these two guys.
Look at this, almost 3 wide down the front straightaway. Lon Franks on the inside, Shane Yates on the top side. You have James Stockton in the mix, Lane Phillips right there, Jeremy Vaughn. They are all bunched up. It is like watching Daytona here tonight.
Nice, good one, side by side. What these guys want to see. Hill there with Yates. Got Franks right there on the inside. Don't do too much banging on his car. Fenders start flopping or something. Stockton hanging on the last transfer spot, but he's got Phillips there with him. I don't know. It looks like that high, kind of middle groove, high grooves coming in.
Yeah, definitely starting to see the top middle groove come in. The bottom, there's a very thin line right there where you can put the left front and pick up a little bit of traction. Oh my, put the bumper to Franks from Phillips. That allowed for Phillips to drop back here. Franks trying to pull away a little bit, try to secure himself into the top 3 here.
Yeah, I think I got Franks woke up a little bit. Got him up there, like I said, he's trying to take 2 for 1 special here. He took over 3rd place spot. Puts Stockton back to the 4th, and now they're still battling. Here comes Phillips. Any one of these ball games up here for that 4th final transfer.
Seen an interesting line out of Lane Phillips the last lap. He went real low and 1 and 2 doesn't do it this time around though. We'll see if he tries that move once again. It ain't a slider line. I called it the run the flat lane, and look at the battle here for the race lead. Lane Phillips squeezes in between Franks and Stockton. Stockton still trying to put the pressure on Phillips. They got a battle for the race lead. Yates out front. Christopher Hill coming down, trying to make a move on Yates. Franks getting contact. Oh my.
Yeah, I mean, you've got 5 machines right here to take into these top spots. Yates out front now. It's got a little breathing room. But you got Hill, Franks, and Phillips right now still in a cluster, man. Franks is down low, and he's been the one that's been able to keep that low line going. You got Hill right there with him. Yates still out front. Meanwhile, behind him, you got Phillips, Stockton outside looking in, going, what I got to do to get up here and get 4th.
Yeah, that's exactly what he's thinking. And don't count out the 2 cars behind him, Jeremy Vaughn, Dakota Proud. Look at that, 3 wide for second. This is getting a little bit of a danger zone. Everybody, you're in the race. Oh, Frank getting contact with
Nice.
Phillips right there into turn number 1. We're white flag action.
2 more turns. Franks has got the third. Phillips is there. Does Stockton got anything? Or one of these guys going to slip up? Not going to. Well, no. Wow. Who knew who was going to hold on to that one?
Wide.
Yates, Hill, Franks, Phillips. Top 4 on that one. I didn't want to say anything to it. Figured out until they come across the line. All right, we got heat race number 4. The grid here. Jacob Stefanski going to be out front in this one with Blake Steele there in second. Seth Castle, he's going to start third. Got Cody Ernest going to start in fourth. Jason Ellis there in fifth. Dylan Simmons, he's starting sixth. Nathan Tripod, seventh. Jeremy Atkins, he's starting eighth.
Do you think we could top heat number 3 there?
Oh, that was a good one. Guys were going 3 wide and everything else on that one.
Oh boy.
Crazy.
This is what Bristol brings here.
It has brought some pretty good races so far.
Yeah. And word on the street is from 4-wheeling, they are not going to reset the track.
So, Teresa, I'm going to take that you're a family member of Pinold out there. Got Pinold in the name.
Something tells me
Up that one.
4-wheeling is Andrew.
Well,
Pinold.
yeah, 4-wheeling's actually Pinold, yeah.
Okay. So, either one of you, let us know how you're related.
Like the family members out here, man. Everybody. Green flag flies. Ernest gets out front. Castle's there with him. Steele's trying to do what he can do. Stefanski. We've seen the inside groove work. But I still say that middle one looks a little more stable.
Yeah, definitely a little bit more stable, a little bit more grip. Is Steele going to fall back into the clutches of Jason Gunnels? Gunnels, he's got pressure from behind. That is Dylan Simmons. Simmons actually gave Gunnels a little bumper, got him a little loose. Wow, Simmons get to the inside. Will Simmons try to take 2 for 1? Not enough momentum on the inside. We're going to cross over lap number 3 at the line.
Yeah, right now, single file for the moment. Ernest, as I say that, Castle says forget about it. Let me try the inside here and throw it down. See if I can't put a slider on him or something. Got to try something here to see what this car will do. And kind of see him, and it dug in down there at that bottom.
Yes, it did. It dug in on the inside line. That inside's still there if you can hit it just right. You see Seth Castle hitting it perfectly on the bottom. Does slide up in front of Cody Ernest. What can Cody do? Cody is sticking to the top side. Castle on the bottom. He's trying to pull away from this field.
Yeah, right now, man, Castle's got a good lead. Ernest and Stefanski, though, they're going to go at it door to door. And old Steele behind him's going to watch. He's in the show. Doesn't want to do anything crazy. Gunnis and them company, they're back there. He closed in if anything happens wild. Go back single file, but he got Simmons and Gunnis back here battling with each other.
Yeah, the top 4 breakaway right now. Gunnels and Simmons going at it. And remember, just because they are not in the show, in the transfer spot, they are trying to set up for a good starting position in one of the B mains.
All right, so think about it. If you can't get in that show, you want a good starting spot. A little bit helps right now. That's Gunnels. He's hanging on to it with Simmons. Now they got Akins right there with him. Repo, he's been hanging on back there in the back. Castle, meanwhile, still got a good lead here, about 8/10 over him. Ernest is not 100% safe from Stefanski. As you see, Steele trying to move in here for the 3rd place spot.
Yes, he is trying to move up. And remember, every spot in the transfer spot is an extra spot on the track for the feature. It's 4 spots per position. So that's a pretty significant amount on Bristol dirt.
Yes, it is. And you can see it too, because not really a heavy pass style track unless the guy in front of you is making a mistake. I mean, we've seen some passes, But from what we've seen too, it's a little tough to pass.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to make a pass. You got to wait for the guy to make a mistake in front of you, as we do got the battle for second place right here. Stefanski on the inside, Ernest up top. Ernest with the run out of the corner, going to hold off for second. Stefanski third, and Steele will get fourth.
That was a nice one there. I love it. Heat race. All right, put us in here to C main. C main. Brilliant. Stephen Gaines starting out front. Got Grady Ehrman's going to start there in second. James Stockton up in third. Jason Gunnels, he's going to start fourth. John Van Western starting fifth. Cody G there in sixth. Jeremy Vaughn starting seventh. Dylan Simmons starting eighth. Andrew old. There we go in ninth. Got it that time. Cody Heathcock in 10th. Dakota Proud starting in 11th. Both places we got Jeremy Akins. 13th, Tim Taylor. Joshua Thomas, he's in 14th. Gerard Blair, said the last name, 15th. Nathan Treepod, he's right there in 16th. Oh, Jacob Todd, he's starting 17th spot. Cars here. Top 4.
It is top 8 out of this, so
Okay.
about a little less than half the field here. Move on to the feature.
Said he wish he was out here subbing. Cody said forget about it. He'd be out here gapping him. Oh, what Corey up here said he'd do. He'd get out here and he'd done lap the field. It's your wheelhouse, ain't it?
I do the asphalt street stocks.
They're still the same.
They ain't the same. These
They're
slide.
the same car.
They slide.
Are they not the same car?
I don't know. They're not really.
What's different?
I mean, these have wider tires.
Uh-oh.
Oh my, carnage! We got a
it's a
kerfuffle in turn 2.
A wreck. Oh, that guy Gunnels. He was up front too. Uh-oh. See what happened? They went 3 wide. Somebody stuck their nose in. Next thing you know, Gunnels got the worst end of that one. Fun. Oh boy. Top 8. Got to get up here and go to proud position. So I would be interested to see what the difference between the asphalt pure stock and the dirt pure stock. Look the same. They might put wider tires on that right side would be the only difference I'm seeing.
No, those are late model tires on these cars, and the asphalt street stocks, they got like an 8-inch tire. Like
Well,
you
of
would
course,
see
that's
on
the difference between asphalt and dirt. But I mean, as far as physically differences are, odors, everything like that.
And the body style for these dirt street stocks are a little bit different too. A little bit more of a modern looking Camaro versus a little bit of an older looking Camaro. And if I'm not wrong, these have 425 horsepower under the hood. And your asphalt street stocks, they are gonna have.
Look it up.
I'm looking it up right now as I'm talking.
Investigative reporting, folks.
The asphalt street stocks have 375 horsepower.
But do they have the same size motor?
350 cubic inch on the dirt, and the asphalt has just says small block Chevrolet.
James says 8-inch tires to the 15, and other than that, they're close to the same to the asphalt, or a lot lower. The asphalt's a lot lower to the ground, which I could see that being, yeah, aerodynamics wise and stuff like that. I mean, of course, there's going to be some shocks and strut difference, just obviously between dirt and asphalt. What I'm talking about is physicalness of the car itself, the motor. You pretty much could probably change the tires and suspension. Take each one of these cars and race one asphalt, one.
Yeah.
Unlike a 305 to a 360 wing sprint, there's a green flag. Here we go.
What I'd like
wide
to
in
see,
the back. Are you
yeah,
crazy?
look at that, 4 wide right there, and as around near your transfer position, you got Dakota Proud right there, Cody Heathcock rather, and trying to make his way up to the transfer spot, and they are just rubbing the fenders off of these race cars.
Yeah, and like you just said, right there, that final transfer, Heathcock's got it. Atkins and Company wants it, never mind, they went around, kapow.
And big one on the back straightaway.
It's a big one. Always a big one. And Andrew in old. What happened to him? In the middle of that 4 wide for a moment.
Oh my.
I got a little bump right there. Sideways, car. Oh, they're still side by side. Oh, gotta give up. Sideways. Boom, he got knocked. Oops.
It took some air when he got hit head on, and the 42 went up in the air. Tripod treepo.
In old man.
Hang on, we're not
Yeah,
going
James, that's
green,
why I was
we're
trying to get it,
not
man. Kind
going
of simple.
They're essentially the same car. If you were to put smaller
Andrew.
tires on these cars, they would probably go a lot quicker.
Yeah, but man, would it hold? I mean, you know what?
It would hold.
That actually, to me, would probably be a lot interesting in these cars with smaller tires because you'd be able to slide them a lot easier.
Oh yeah.
I imagine with these bigger tires, obviously besides weight, you are getting a lot of more grip out of these. But with a smaller size tire, I think it would make
racing interesting.
Yeah, it would make for, I don't want to say better racing, but lack of a better word, better dirt racing because you would definitely be able to throw some sliders and all. And plus, it would put it in the hands of a driver a lot more because you're going to have throttle control then.
Yeah, I mean, everybody on iRacing has been hammering for iRacing to just put smaller tires on these current street stocks, or what they want to have is add in some Monte Carlo bodies, you know, Ford Mustang, whatever, what have you.
Crazy.
Malibu.
Yeah. Haynes out front. Doc Steele, I mean, that last transfer spot's where it's at right now. It's a money spot. They want it. It's 3 wide, 2 wide, and who knows what wide they're going to have back here in a minute. Meanwhile, you got a car. You can get away without having a nose here, and he just got bumped around a little bit. He still held on to the 8th place spot. Akins is right there on the outside looking in. Taylor's with him. Todd. Boy.
Yeah, as much as this track would be for aerodynamics, these street stocks, they can get away without running with a nose or fenders, as we see with Josh Van Westen right now trying to hold on. He's riding in the 7th place right there with Dakota Proud to his inside.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, like I said, man, Western's hanging on to 7th. Cox on the outside. They got a good battle behind him, but yeah, you see Proud there. Western along with him. Cox still in that final transfer spot. He's got a lot of drivers behind him that want it. While Stephen Gaines is your man out front. He's got this thing on lockdown. Herman's right there. Stockton, Vaughn, Simmons. So kind of this top 4, 5, 6 kind of single file. You go back here to that 7th, 8th place spots where you got a lot of side-by-side.
Yeah, top 6 breakaway. Still the side-by-side battle of Weston and Heathcock. Heathcock on the inside. He tried to throw a slider on Weston. Not quite yet here. Halfway through this race.
By DeLone here, Heathcock's got it. Let's go to Akins. He's got, boom, he gets up there, gets in the back end. I think it was Taylor right in front of him. Western now back here in the 8th place spot, trying to fight for his life to get in there. Got the Devil Dog machine.
We got the battle of the no-nose street
Yeah.
stocks going for a transfer by Akins to the inside of Heathcock now. He's trying to dig it out with Weston, which one has better aerodynamics without the front end. I mean, both of them are holding pretty strong.
They are. Akins right there holding the 8th, Western there. Now you got Akins says, you know what, I want a little more breathing room. I want the 7th place spot. Let me see if I can't get up here and take it from him. Able to get that inside going yet. Got Weston outside looking in. He's back here 3 wide.
3 wide with Weston, Thomas. Down in turn number 1 there. Wow.
That's a good race. Now they're able to get single file just a little bit. The out front still gains. He's got this one under control, Ehrman and stuff, but the 8th place spot as Akins has got a little breathing room for a moment. Weston and Taylor, though, they're not done with him.
And Tim Taylor trying to make gains here. He wants to get up to that final transfer spot. He don't want to be the first car out of the show. 2 to go at the line here. Taylor, Weston making a little bit of contact. Taylor trying to pull away from Weston. Will it be all full nose on the front of cars, or will it be at least one no-nose car making the show here tonight?
Well, you got the DWR team versus the TNT team. White flagging one more time. See, this is the battle for the final transfer spots. You got Taylor, Akins right there. Tell them apart. Akins has got it. Taylor's going to have to close in a lot more coming into this final turn. I just don't think he's got enough momentum.
Yeah, may not have enough here for him. Yep. Akins going to hold him off.
Wow, and Gaines is going to be the man out front winning it. That was a good seat. I'll swing us over here to. Well, actually, that was a
B man.
Oh, my sorry, folks, about that. Well, we're going to warm up. Well, let's listen to the sights and sounds of these cars, and we'll be right back in a few. All right, here we go. Feature time. Grid real quick here. Got some good cars out here tonight. Bradley Means going to start her out front there with old Cruz Cadell starting in second. Shane Yates there in third. Seth Castle going to start fourth. Dale Farron starting in fifth. Steven Stefanski there in sixth. Chris Hill seventh. Cody Ernest going to start in eighth. Zachary Clark starting in ninth. Ethan Bowers there in the 10th. On Frank starting 11th. Jacob Stefanski, he's going to start there in the 12th place spot. Here 13th is going to be Tyler Jackson. 14th, Joey Brewer. 15th, Lane Phillips. Got Blake Steele in the 16th spot. Stephen Gaines, 17th. Grady Ehrman there at 18th. James Stockton in 19th. Jeremy Vaughn, 20th. Dylan Simmons, 21st. Dakota Prowl there in 27th. Cody Heathcock in 23rd. And Jeremy Atkins, he's going to be in the spots. 4 drivers, and from what we've seen on the Heats Constellation, I better strap up because it's going to be wild.
Absolutely. 24 cars on the big banks of Bristol. 35 laps, Joe. Gonna be like a little Daytona race. Yeah. Daytona Talladega, but dirt style. We put the dirt on Bristol.
Dirt plate race.
And to clarify, this is Bristol Dirt 2021 edition, so...
What's the difference?
Really? I think that... Well, I know they adjusted the banking from 21 to 22. But other than that, I mean, it's pretty much the same track.
I mean, I was wondering it earlier when they were talking about it. Like, what was the difference? I mean, it's Bristol. What can you do different?
Not much.
Oh well.
Put a jump on the front stretch.
Yeah, they could do that.
We should have put a jump on the back stretch. Put a Joker lap in the pit road.
Yeah. Put a burn on the inside.
Well, in real life, they had these little mounds on the inside that they called dirtles. It's where you mix the word dirt and turtles. Turtles. Wow.
4 wide back in the back here already. Holy cow, hang on to it.
Yeah, like I said, look at that pack drafting almost 5 wide at the midfield. Look at this, still 3 wide.
These guys took their Zantac. They're going to have heartburn and anxiety after this one.
So many cars, it's like a little hornet's nest of V8 engines out here. Look at the dirt being flung up off the rear tires. If you are at the back of the pack, all you see is brown. Well, let's go on board with somebody.
Yeah, we'll go on board here with Bowers. He's right there in the middle of all this. And now going down that front stretch wasn't bad, but going to the turns, you can see it right there. He's just getting dirt thrown up all in him. Going down the straight's not bad.
No, and he put the bumper
into the turn right there. As you go into the turn, man, he's just getting a lot of dirt thrown in his face. Yeah, dirt clogs back in the day.
Yeah, you cannot see a thing when you're riding behind the big pack. All you gotta do is hope they don't wreck.
That is crazy right there. And now, from my understanding in real life, these cars have no windshield.
They don't have windshields. No dirt car out there has a windshield, Jeff.
Oh, so you got to get that tear off going on your visor and whatnot. Want to see, but right now you can see these guys wheeling and dealing on the inside. Just shows you, man, how much they can see. A good shot, man. Just kind of a couple of these guys. Most of us back here around 13th place spot.
Yes, it is still 2 wide back there around that area, midfield. You have Blake Steele going at it with Cody Ernest. Ernest up top, Steele down low. That's for the 13th position.
It is, man. We're riding with Stockton. He's turning a 5th out in front of him. I mean, let us know, folks, what y'all think out there. Is this just like something, man, y'all like? Because it's dirt heaven.
It is almost dirt heaven as we got a little bit of contact going on. That was Ernest in the back of Christopher Hill, and Hill, alt F4s.
Oh. Had
Okay.
enough of it. I got enough dirt in my eyeball. I can't take any more. Right now, Ehrman, he's hanging on the 18th place spot. That's where a lot of the heavy action is, as Cadell is still out front leading. Single file, they're still side by side back here in the back.
Gaines trying to make gains up on Steven Stefanski. It's a battle of the Stevens for the 9th place.
So, yeah, one's Gaines, one's Stefanski.
There's
Door to door.
one too many dad jokes right there.
All right. Though, he's got a pretty good lead. Castle's got a little bit of heat coming on there with old Yates. There, his back bumper. Old Castle makes a little bit of a slip, a mistake. Gonna be all over him, but you can see that just like a freight train, all the way back to about 9th and 11th. There we go.
About 13.
Back to 15th place spot before you go side by side.
Yeah, 14th place right there. Cody Ernest trying to hold off Ethan Bowers. Bowers on the inside. You got a lot of grip down there still for one of these street stocks. You can see where it's brown right there, the clean brown, not the black rubber. And look at the run that Grady Ehrman got out of turn number 4.
Well, I'll tell you what, watching from the rear view here of a Bowers car, Ehrman put that thing all the way up in there, and we saw his radiator.
Oh my.
That was wild. Listen, just how close these guys are to each other. Bowers there, Ehrman and Vaughn right behind him. Guys been close, but the thing I'm seeing is unfortunately what these guys are talking about looks like that middle groove is the dominant place. I mean, they're down low a little bit, but now I think the middle side right now.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the middle, you gotta hit it just at the perfect speed, at the perfect angle. If you scrub even a half a mile an hour off, is gonna really hindrance your performance to get moving forward. The bottom side, you gotta hit perfect as well, or else somebody's gonna sneak up on the outside of you and take that position away.
Good race so far, though.
Yeah.
Kind of keeping it clean as it can, but just unfortunate what they were talking about. After a while, definitely going to be a tough place to pass, and we can see it. I mean, even when we go up here to the front, I mean, Caudell now, he's got Castle on his back end. Castle's going to look to that inside. It's not able to get enough momentum to push down on the inside of him.
And we're halfway through this race already. 17 of 35 in the books. And like we were saying earlier, maybe a bump and run tonight if you're close enough, but a bump and run here, it'd be about the equivalent of doing a bump and run on like a track like Charlotte.
It would, and two, you've got to think about where, you know, like on asphalt, you can square up the bump and run. Here you're going in kind of caddy cornered, so you're taking a risk of catching him in that rear quarter panel and then sending him on around. I mean, if you did it light enough, you might get, or right before the turn, get him to, you know, get that car to maybe go into the turn, like right here we're riding with Castle. If he could get him right before the turn and just boom him, and maybe send him into the turn up the track a little bit, that would be the only way I'd say to get it done. But I'm with you on that one. It's going to be a little more riskier here, and yeah,
you definitely gotta get a good run on corner exit, get to the back bumper, just push the guy down either of the straightaways right up until you're about ready to lift off the throttle or hit the brakes and make them push up the track and then dive underneath them, and that might be the best way to do a bumper.
You got right here about 10th, 11th place spot. Jackson, Stefanski, Steele going at it. Bit of move here. Jackson able to go up underneath him. Back, but still, once it goes single file here, it's still a tough place to pass. Trying to keep the guy honest in front of you, though. That's what you've got to do. I mean, we go up here to Castle. As close as he is to Cadell, he's got to keep Cadell honest still. I mean, he might not be able to make that pass, but make him worry if he's going to, dive it on the inside of him. If he's going to try to maybe bump him in the back. And maybe make Cadell maybe kind of a mirror drive, so to speak.
And what I'm seeing here is, looks like Castle, when he hits it right, he's hitting the whole corner a little bit better than what Cadell's able to do. It's just with the draft, I mean, you're pushing the guy basically further out in front of you instead of closing in. It's kind of the opposite effect of any other normal track where you can close in more on a corner, but when you're closing in on a corner at Bristol, you're just kind of pushing the guy to stay out in front.
Yeah. Yates is there too with Castle. He's watching that battle. I mean, you can see Castle, he is right there at the rear corner. I mean, he might be just a touch faster, but just can't get that grip to go on around him.
Yeah, he needs to somehow get to the rear bumper and just push Cadell all the way into the corner, make him plow up the track, go to the top side where he doesn't want to be, or see Cadell get to the bottom side a little bit too much and maybe push up the track naturally.
Looks like what Fairness was trying to do there to Yates. Yates was higher on the track. Fairness was able to dive her down on the inside. Feel right now, this top group, all single file. You got to go right on back here around about 11th and 12th. You got Stefanski and Steele still going at it side by side. A little better battles on the track, but we're talking about, you see right there, Stefanski went way up to the top side.
Yeah, Yates went way up top there. That's going to allow for Dale Farnes to get to the inside. Just carry so much momentum too on the top side. If you do make a little mistake and able to recover and aren't within vicinity of being passed, it's sort of easy to stay in.
I'm curious here, Corey. James said it's hard to lead. I'm curious to understand that comment on what he means by it's hard to lead. I mean, Cadell's making it look easy right now. To me, I would think it's hard to pass rather than maybe lead. I mean, don't get me wrong. Sure, out front you've got nothing to point yourself on. I mean, Cadell right now making it look easy.
I'm honestly not sure what he means by that. It's hard to lead. I figure I think leading in Bristol is about the easiest place to lead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious to see point on what meaning by hard to lead. I mean, definitely Castle's doing what he needs to do to keep Cadell honest. I mean, you've got to sit there and pressure him, and now he's got a good run on the inside, and this is what he's been trying to do: get Cadell to move up the track. That's his only hope, and we see it here. Now, can he get it done? But I think that right there is just a product of this track. It's just so tough to pass.
Yeah, I mean, you seen the run that Cadell was able to get on the top side of the racetrack. We're going to come to the white flag as long as they don't wreck right here before we get there.
Lead, man, I tell you.
Yeah. And white flag is in the air. They can kill each other from here on out.
I hear you, James. Yeah, white flag one more time. It has been a very, very good, solid race. You see Castle bumps the wall. He's trying everything he can. But I just think it's just not going to be enough. Cadell's put on a clinic and a show here for the top three, and he's going to win it. So it's going to be Cruz Cadell, Seth Castle, and Shane Yates, man, bringing her home here in the top three. And that was beautiful. I mean, those guys did an outstanding job here tonight, and what a race it was. Everybody gets across here. We'll get you line-up order here for you. Results.
Only one car out of the race, too. That was Christopher Hill.
Yeah. Results here tonight for you. Some of these guys to jump up here, and that was just a good, solid race here tonight. These guys, put on a very, very good show.
And your hard charger was Lane Phillips, up 8 spots.
There it was. Okay, James. Yeah, the draft was playing a factor. And you saw Castle that one time he got a run under him. Castle was just able to hold him off, bring him up here, get a word in with some of these guys. Bring up old Yates up here and let's get a word.
Hey, Shane, you get a copy on me?
Yeah, I'm here, man.
Well, third place here at Bristol tonight. Just talk us through this race. What all you could have done differently?
Well, I just come in at the very end. I didn't even get the feel of the track on qualifying, so. And actually, it helped me out because they done the invert anyway. So, I got to start up front anyway, so can't complain about that. But it was a one groove track for the feature. There really wasn't no passing. I mean, I think I was just as fast as Cruz or Seth. It's just, you couldn't really. I mean, I went to the top and tried to pass, well, not to the main top, but middle. I would get a run in I think it might have been 1 and 2. And then if you stayed up top in 3 and 4, you just lost them. So, it was just. And then I think one time Seth got into Cruz and I lost him quite a bit, probably I'd say at least 10 car lengths, and caught back up to him. So I feel like I was faster than him at the end, but it just wasn't no passing.
All right, good strong finish. Before we let you go, you got anybody like to thank?
Yeah, I think my teammates, TNT, them guys over there, Tim, Jacob, everybody that's on the team. Thank them guys. I want to thank Eddie for putting the league on, and you guys for broadcasting. Appreciate it.
Yeah, folks. Third place, Shane Yates.
It is. He did a good job. Well, let's bring this guy up here. Seth, let's get a word with him.
Hey, Seth, you get a copy on me?
We got you, man.
Well, second place here to Cruz at Bristol Dirt. Talk us through this race. What all you could have done differently?
Oh, man. I mean, the only thing I could have done different was move him, and I didn't want to take him out. It was just so close, man. I mean, the draft there, man, it was like we were at Talladega or something, because we were just bumper to bumper. He'd slip up a little bit, and I could get to his quarter panel. I'd slip up, and the draft was so crazy, I could slip up and still catch him. But there was just nowhere to pass, man. It was just locked down. You could try to get a run on him and stick the bottom, but the car to the outside had such a good run coming out of the corner. It was really hard. I was trying to set up a late bumper, there around, the last lap. I smacked the wall though and lost some momentum, so that went out the window. But all in all, like I was telling Cruz, it's a good point tonight. I needed the points for sure, so we'll take that second place. Hopefully, advance on that next week and maybe finish one position better.
Absolutely. Like you said, good points tonight for you. Before we let you go, you got anybody like to thank?
Oh yeah, I just like to thank the team, and all the guys over there, just their help and running these leagues together, being able to bounce things off of each other and just helping each other get better and faster. Just appreciate them guys, and JC Floyd, Cocky Floyd Consulting, thank him for all the help that he gives me, and him being in my ear, telling me where to run. Just much thanks to him. Can't thank him enough. And several other guys, man. I've got a lot of help from a lot of guys that I could read off a list and thank them. So appreciate them. Thanks to you guys for putting on a good broadcast, and Eddie and them boys for the good league. We're having fun.
Yeah, folks, second place, Seth Castle.
Yeah, it is. Doing what he needed with this guy. He had it locked down. Cruz, join the booth. You got.
Yes, sir.
Well, you was able to put it out front. One quick question. James out here wants to know, is it difficult to lead here at Bristol?
Oh, 100% it's difficult to lead. The draft plays a big part, just like it does at any big track, I guess. And, I personally, my belief is I was just so loose leading. And I think how close me and Seth were, I think I just got something to do with arrow, and I don't know. I don't go you know, but needless to say, I was just super loose, and draft is a big thing at these racetracks.
So with that said, if you say it's hard to lead, because obviously you were making it look easy out there, what was keeping you out front in front of him then?
Just trying
Other than talent.
Be honest with you, it was just trying a different line in 3 and 4. I found that if you drifted up from center off, I mean, he could keep with me, but it wasn't so much as him eating me up so much off from center off. As long as I could drift up, you know, and keep that momentum rolling, I think that's what got me the win right there.
Was you kind of worried maybe he'd put the bumper to you?
You know, I was worried. I was really worried that one time where he did. But I'm glad it all panned out and we settled out and got back where we need to be.
Man, you definitely, man, did pull the victory off here tonight for the bad company, man. Pure Stocks guys here. You got anybody you want to thank?
Yeah, man. House of Speed, NLR, Keith Hackney, Jamie Massey, all them guys over there. Nathan Smith, CSR, Gears Unlimited. Appreciate you broadcasting. Eddie putting on the league, and my girlfriend Amelia for sporting me on and letting me do this.
There you go. It's old Cruz, man. He cruised it in the victory lane, and James said he had a good teacher. Definitely, man. Looked good out there. He taught him what it was about, put in the victory lane, but it was a wild one here, Corey.
Yeah, it was definitely pretty good. Shame that it did go a little single file there in the feature, but I don't think it would have made a difference if they ran the 21 or the 22 version of Bristol Dirt.
Yeah. Hey, but still, solid racing. We saw some passing. We saw some good, clean racing out there. But for myself and everyone here at the Northwest Racing Association, everyone have a good night.